I welcome you all to the 12th session of Code Crunchers. Today we'll be doing conditional statements in Java. We'll be using if statements and else statements. Okay, so I'll give you a question of chopping and then we'll do conditional programming. Okay, so just wait. I'm sharing the whiteboard. Okay, so in this program, you have to input a number and you have to print the table of the last digit of that number. For example, the entered number is 564, so you have to print the table of 4. You will be getting 5 minutes for this program because in this first you have to detach the last digit from the number and then you have to create the for loop or while loop and print the table. So I am giving you 5 minutes for the program. You are required to make it in that time frame, okay, by 10:55. I hope the question is clear. You have to input a number and print the table of the last digit of that number. That is, if the entered number is 546, then you have to print the table of 6. Okay. So time starts. So you made the program?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you can dictate.
Okay, sir. Now here we'll write while a is less than x, a is less than 0,
A is less than 0.
is less
Okay.
than 0, greater than 0.
But why are you using while loop over here?
Sir, for taking out the last digit, detaching the last digit.
Yes. So I told you in the example that by last digit, I mean that if the number is 567, so you have to take out 7 from it. And chopping begins from the last digit only. So if you are going to do it
Okay,
with the
sir.
loop,
Then
then you will get the first digit at the end of the loop.
then we'll do I and first we'll declare one more that
Variable.
variable I and x.
Okay, then.
And then we will do int x is equal to a percentage 10.
Okay.
A percentage 10.
Okay,
And
then.
then we have detached the number. Now we'll have to use any one loop, for loop or while loop.
Okay.
Okay, sir. For bracket inti,
It's highly recommended to use the variable in of the for loop which is already declared. Means you have to declare it before the beginning the loop. Okay.
okay, sir. I equal to 1, semicolon. I is less than equal to 10
Okay.
and I plus plus.
Okay.
And now I'll write the print statement. System.out.println. Sir, we can do x in double quotes. X.
X will be outside double quotes. If you do it in double quotes, then the value of the variable
Okay,
will not get printed.
okay, sir.
Over here, it will print the value of X with
Sir,
a
tell the last word that x star I.
star is for multiplication,
Yes,
asterisk.
sir. Okay.
So over
Okay,
here,
sir.
it will print the value of X. If the value of X is 4 to 4, then it will print the cross 4 cross. Then the value 5 1 4 cross 1 equals. Then the answer 4 into 1 is equal to 4.
Okay, sir.
Okay,
Now
so
we'll close the bracket.
yeah, so you can now mute yourself. You did it correctly. Okay, for the candidate who could not make the program, I'll just explain it. Okay, so in this program, we had to take out the last digit of the number. We have entered the number in the variable a. So now we know that when we do the chopping, in the first iteration, we get the last digit of the number. And henceforth, we are not using while loop because we know that only in the first iteration we'll get our answer. So that's why he has taken a variable x. In that, he has divided a by 10 and taken the remainder, stored the remainder in x. For example, if the number was 567, on dividing it by 10, we'll get the quotient as 56 and the remainder as 7. And henceforth, we'll get the value of x to be 7. And then, as we used to do, he created a for loop and printed the table of the number stored in the variable x. Is it clear? We declared the variable I for the for loop. For the working of the for loop, we have used the variable I. See, for I equals 1, I is less than equal to 10, and I plus plus. Is it clear now? Okay. Okay, so first I'll explain it to you. Okay, so there's a thing known as the if statement in Java. That is, if the condition in the if statement is true, then the program or the snippet of the code written within the brackets of the if statement will get executed. Or if the condition of the if statement is false, the snippet of code written in the else part of the statement will get printed or will get executed. For example, if we are doing a program in which we have to input a number and check if it is even or not. So I'll just write if, assuming that the entered number is in the stored in the variable a. So if a percent 2, because in even numbers, whenever we divide a number by 2, we get the remainder as 0. Clear? Yes. Okay. So I'm writing a statement. So if a percent 2, that is if a divided by 2, the remainder is equal to 0. And in Java, whenever we use the equal to symbol, not for assigning values, but for the equations, we write them twice. So if a percent 2 double equals to 0, that is, if the value stored in the variable a, when we divide it by 2, the remainder is equal to 0. And for equals to sign, we write double equals to, that is we write it twice. And then we write whatever the code we want. For example, if I want to print, if the question is print the number only if it is an even number, so I'll check if a percent 2 is equal to 0 or not. And if it is 0, then I'll write the system dot out dot print ln and a, the value of a. And then I'll write the else part, else system dot out dot print ln number is odd. Clear? That is to say that as we use the if statement in English, that if this happens, then I'll do this. So similarly, I'm informing the program or instructing the program that if when we divide a by 2, we get the remainder as 0. That is, if a is an even number, then you will print the value of the variable a. And else, that is, if the condition is false, we'll print that the number is odd. I hope it is clear. I'll just explain it once more. Okay, so as we use the if statements in English, similarly, like in English, we say that if this happens, then I'll do this thing or things like that. So similarly, I'm instructing the Java compiler or the Java machine that if the value stored in the variable a, when we divide it by 2, we get the remainder as 0. This part, the part within the brackets, will get executed. That is, the value of a will get printed. Else, that is, if the condition was false, the part after the else statement will get executed. That is, this statement will get printed, number is odd. It's an important topic and you're required to pay your full attention towards it. So as we use the if statement in English, the same way we are using it in Java. That is, I've written over here that if a percent 2 is double equals to 0, we write, for equals to sign, we write double equals, that is we write it twice. So I'm writing that if a, when we divide it by 2, we get the remainder as 0, then the statement or the program within the if block will get executed. And over here I have written the print statement that the value of a will get printed. And then I've written else, that if the condition in the if statement it is false, then the part of the program within the else block will get executed. And over there I have written a statement that is the number is odd. I've printed the number is odd. So I hope you got an idea. Okay, I'll just send that statement in the chat box also. Means how to write the if statements. Over here I've used brackets, and brackets are used when there are 2 3 statements after if, but they can be used in one statement also, but generally we don't use them in writing just a statement after if. but as you are new to it, that's why I'm using brackets. Yeah, so this is the whole statement. Over there, I'm specifying to the Java machine that if the value stored in A, when we divide it by 2, we get the remainder as 0. Then you have to execute the program within the if block, and over there I've written system.out.println A, that is the value of A will get printed, and else, that is if the number is odd, it will print the number is odd. I hope it is clear now. Totally clear, because after the break I'll give you questions related to this only. Is it clear to both of the candidates? Okay, so great, it's clear. Okay, so it's time for the break. You're required to rehydrate, go through the notes, the programs we did, the if and else statement part we did, and rejoin the session latest by 11:20. Okay, I'll be sending you the new link. You cannot use two else statements until and unless you have two if statements. Okay. Okay, so you may leave the session now. You're required to join after the break. I'll send you the new link. Okay, so welcome back. I hope you rehydrated, went through the notes, revised everything. I'll be sharing the screen. Okay, I'll be sending you the question. So write a program to input a number and print if it is odd or even. So in this program, you do not have to print the value of the variable. Rather, you have to print if the number is odd or even. That is, if the number is even, you will print the message, the statement, the entered number is even. And if the number is odd, you will print the message, the entered number is odd. Okay. So there are 3 minutes for this question. I hope the question is clear. You have to just print the message if the number is even or odd. One candidate has completed the program. What the other? If he has completed, he may also raise his hand. Okay. So yeah, your program, you did not pay attention to the question. Your program, the logic is 100% correct, but the program or the question states that you have to input a number and print if it is odd or even. You have to print a message if the number is odd or if it is even. You do not have to print the value. I had specified when sending you the question that you do not have to print the value. Rather, you have to print the message that the number is even if it is even, and if it is odd, you have to print the number is odd. Okay. Hope you understood. Otherwise, the program is correct, because that was the change in the program. One bracket is missing, else it is complete. Yeah, so the number is even. Okay, correct. With double inverted quotes. Okay, so this was a simple program just to make you familiar with this concept. Now one more. So write a program to input a number and print if it is a duck number or not. And what is a duck number? A duck number is a number which contains 0 in it, like 105, 1050, 10. So you have to input a number and you have to check if it is a duck number or not. If it is a duck number, you will write the number, entered number is a duck number, and if not, you will write the entered number is not a duck number. And a duck number is a number which contains 0 in it. Yeah, so I hope the question is clear. For the logic, I can give you a hint. You can chop the whole number, you can multiply all of the digits, and then you can check that the variable in which you have taken the product of all of the numbers, if the value of that variable is 0, because if any of the digit of the number is 0, then on multiplying all of the numbers, you'll get the product as 0. So you can check if the product is 0, you can print that it is a duck number, else it is not a duck number. Okay, so you've got 5 minutes for this program. You've got time till 11:35. It's easier that you do it with chopping. It's a direct method. You chop the whole number, multiply all of the digits, and you check if the product is 0 or not. If it is 0, then you can directly state that it is a duck number, and else it is not a duck number. For checking it 0, you can see if the product is in a variable p, so you can write if p is double equal to 0, then you can print and complete the program. Anyways, you've got 2 minutes 48 seconds more. What you've done is not correct. I'll explain the program. Okay. Yeah, the program you sent The logic of it is not correct. Syntax wise, it is correct, but the logic is not correct. I'll make the program. So class duck public static void main int a. Chopping is an integral part of this program, and that's why I taught chopping before I taught conditional programming. Yeah. So this is the program. I'll send it in the chat box also. Okay. So I hope the program is clear. I'll explain the program. You have some doubt or what? You can unmute yourself.
Wait, I would like to ask something.
Yes.
Why have we used product over here when the question didn't even say anything about it? It said we have to print the value of non-duck or duck.
Yeah, so it is simple logic. I was going to explain the same thing. I was just waiting it to be sent in the chat box. I'll explain. See over here, we have created a class, entered a number as we used to. We've declared two variables, one for chopping the number, that is n, and the other anti-product or anti-pro. I've initialized it with the initial value of 1 because we are multiplying the value of this variable with all of the numbers. If I would have initialized it with the value of 0, then I would never have got the correct answer. That's why I've initialized it with the value 1. Now I have chopped the number. I hope up till here it is clear, up till chopping. Okay, so over here, this statement is only which has changed in this program. See, it is simple logic in this program, a very simple logic. And if you want to do programming, you must be through with your logics. See, over here, if it is a number 5075, does this number contain a 0? Yeah. And we all know that whenever we multiply a number by 0, we get the product as 0, correct? Yeah. And because this number contains a 0, 5075, it is a duck number. Now, just for reference, I am taking two numbers over here. One is 432 and the other is 5075. So to check whether the two numbers, one of them is a duck number or not, what I can do is a simple logic. I can check if their product is 0 or not. That is, if the product of the digits, if it is 0, then obviously it is a duck number, because the product cannot be 0 until and unless one of the digits is 0. And in the other number 432, the product will never be 0, it will be 24, because 4 3s are 12 and 12 2s are 24. And that's why we know that the product will be 0 only if one of the digits is 0. And that's why I multiplied all of the digits, and if will be a duck number, we'll get the product as 0. Clear? And then I've checked that if product is double equals to 0, I'll print duck number, and else I'll print not a duck number. Is the logic of the program clear to both the candidates? Okay, that's great. See, programming requires such logics. There will be programs which will require some extensive logics, and that's why you're being polished in this way, taught in this way, that it is easier for you. Okay, so this was about duck number. Now we have 7 minutes in hand. We can do one more program. Okay, so I'll give you one more program. So write a program to input a number and print if it is a palindrome number or not. So palindrome number is a number, like yesterday we did a program in which we reversed the number. Remember, we reversed a number. So palindrome number is a number which when you reverse it, it is equal to the same number, like 121. If you reverse 121, you will get 121 only. Clear? So you have to use the same logic. You have to reverse the whole number, and then you have to check if the entered number is equal to the reversed number, you will print palindrome number, else not a palindrome number. Palindrome number, you'll just reverse the number and then check if both number are equal or not. Like if you have printed the reverse number in the variable r, so if r double equals to a, you have to print palindrome number, else not a palindrome number. And you will be getting 5 minutes for this program, or rather I should say I'll give just 4 minutes, because the logic of this program we completed it yesterday itself. You have to just add the print statement and complete the program. Hope the question is clear. Yeah. So yeah, both the candidates have completed the program. That's great. But there's a mistake which you both might have done. Okay, Hamza, you may unmute yourself.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you can dictate the program. What you did, you chopped the number. Yes?
No, sir.
No?
I did this. While number is less than 0, greater than 0, int digit is equal to number percentage 10. And then
Hmm.
I written the statement as the return reverse number is equal to reverse number multiplied by 10 and plus the digit.
Why didn't you use this same logic? Means you did it in the print statement. And in the print statement, the program might not have been completely accurate. Why didn't you make it in a way like we did yesterday? This way. Hamza, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I was asking, just wondering why that you didn't use the method, because the method you used, I understood it was not correct, the one you told. That's why I'm asking you. Why didn't you make in the way that we used yesterday? Yesterday we reversed the number, remember?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You remember this method?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You might have tried a new way that was okay, but just for reference, the way contained some small errors. Okay. So I'll explain it in this program.
Okay.
You may mute yourself. Okay. So in this program, first I'll make it in the way which the other candidate might also have made, because that's the way the beginners usually do. That is, if A is double equals to F, and there's nothing wrong in you making the program like this for the first time. Yeah. So you might have made the program like this. The only thing which is wrong in this program, I'll first send this program in the chat box also, and with this message that this program contains an error. Hamza, you have seen the program? So the major error in this program is that, as you know, that when we use the while loop, the value of the variable a gets changed, correct? So because the value of the variable a or the variable used in the while loop gets changed continuously, if it is 567, it goes from 567 to 56 to 5 to 0. So that's why at the end, when we are using, if a is equals to f, then it will never come true, because the value of a always gets changed. And that's why we have to create a copy of the variable, like int b equals a. So now the value of the variable a has been transferred to the variable b, and we'll be using the variable b in the chopping part, and we'll check at the end if the value of the variable a is equal to the value of the variable f. I'll send the corrected version in the chat box also, and I request all of you to kindly note it. Yeah, so Hamza, is it clear now? Yeah, Hamza and Amar, clear to you also? No, both are completely different programs. One will not give you the correct output and the other will give you the correct output. No, considering first Amar's query, see, the if you use b equals f, see, we have already used b in the while loop. We have already used b in the while loop, and hence the value of b will get changed in the while loop, and therefore we are using a equals f in the if statement, because the value of a remained constant throughout the program. Clear? Okay, Hamza, now you may unmute yourself.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. See, Hamza, whenever we use the while loop, I told you that the value of the variable a gets changed after each iteration, correct? We use a is equal to
Yes,
a
sir.
divided by 10. So that's why if at the end we'll check that a equals f, that is a equals the reverse number, then the value will never return true, because the value of a would be 0 after the iteration of the while loop. And that's why I have created a copy of the variable a. I've transferred the value into the variable b, and I've chopped the values in the variable b and reversed the number. And after that, because the value of the variable a has remained constant throughout the program, after that I have checked that if a equals a reverse number. Is it clearly understood by you?
Change the value of b is only changed in the program. A is constant.
Yeah, a
Okay.
state constant. Okay. And that's why at the end you can see over here I have done if a equals to if a double equals to f, that is a reverse number, it will print if it's a palindrome number, else it will print not a palindrome number. So I hope it is clear.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so that's great. So you are required to revise everything, all of these conditional statements, and tomorrow we'll meet. You can leave the session now. Thank you.